upon tables,
Okay.
that he may run that readeth it.
That he may run that readeth it, man. So that's how we're able to just break these things down, man, clearer than the men that actually saw the visions, because it's being made plain in the times that we're in now. And you can see it because the prophecy is coming to pass ultimately. The Most High is making a plain upon table.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Verse 3, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie.
That's right, for the vision is for an appointed time, but at the end, which we're in the end times, right, it shall speak and not lie. So the prophecies ain't lying, man. We seeing these nations gather together for the battle of Hormagad.
That's right, brother. That's right.
In the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, meaning the valley of the Most High's judgment. Go ahead.
Though it tarry, wait for it,
That's
because
right.
it will surely come and it will not tarry.
That's right, so though it tarry, meaning these prophecies, because we understand that there are certain prophecies that have to come to pass before the ultimate destruction of Great Babylon, before the salvation, before the kingdom of heaven.
Yep.
But it says, you know what I'm saying, although it tarry, wait for it. Zephaniah, what, 3rd chapter 3 and 8, it says, wait ye upon me. So we gotta wait on the Lord. We gotta wait on these prophecies because we know that the Most High, he's subject to his word. So we gotta wait till everything plays out in its appointed time.
That's
Go
right.
ahead.
Though it will surely come, it will not tarry. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith.
That's right, and it's talking about the soul of the Edomites, which would be the so-called white people today, man. It says the soul which is in him is not upright.
That's right, bro.
Everything that the Bible says to do or don't do, Esau is totally contrary to those things.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man.
Right. We read in Revelation, the 17th chapter. He's basically made the nations drunk off of his wine, off of his philosophies. Read that part again, Baba Sean.
Come. Yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man.
So he's been built up in pride since he's been able to manipulate these other nations out of their resources, get them to change from their culture.
Yep.
That's that wine, man, those philosophies, that great deception that he spread throughout the earth.
That's right.
That's why Esau, or the nation of Edom, they're known as the devil. And that word devil, it just means deceiver.
Deceiver, accuser.
Go ahead.
Yet he is a proud man, and neither keepeth at home.
That's right, we just went into examples of that. Yea, he's a proud man, neither keepeth at home. He has all these damn military garrisons and embassies set up in everybody's nation. Right now, man, it's getting to a point, man, you're gonna have to keep some troops over here. But hey, we know it's all set up through the spirit of the Most High for the destruction of Babylon, but that shows through the prophecy who Esau is. That's how you can identify the wicked or the nation of Edom, man.
Yep.
A proud man that never keeps it at home. He constantly is always thinking of a way to go in somebody's nation.
Yep.
During what, 2003? You had George W. Bush.
Yep.
He made this whole excuse of, guess what? Saddam Hussein, he has weapons of mass destruction. They just wanted justification to go into that land.
Right. Yep.
That's an example of never keeping that home. You got something on supply?
Hey, this is Matthew 12 and 29. Going to digest. Or else, how can one enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods, except first bind the strong man, and then we spoil his house?
That's right. Because it all starts, man, like if somebody basically goes into a strong man's house, before he can take over his household, he has to bind the strong man up.
Like you say,
You gotta break it down.
And the way he breaks the men down of these other nations is through his philosophies.
Yep.
We're coming in peace. He did it with the Native American Indians. You know what I'm saying? We're coming in peace. We're harmless. You know what I'm saying? But then when the men were out hunting and stuff, then they would slaughter the women,
Yeah.
and then just pillage the you know what I'm saying, the cities, you know what I'm saying? It's the same old game plan, man. We're seeing it just play over and over in the time that we're in now. The same old serpent, the devil, the deceiver,
Yep.
Shaitan, Satan, the adversary, Esau, or Joshua. These are all things that I'm just going into just to further identify the damn devil. this mysterious nation known as the so-called white people, man.
That's right.
Go ahead,
Con. Ye also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, and neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and as his and is as death, and cannot be satisfied.
That's right, who enlarges his desire as hell and can't be satisfied, man. In Obadiah, it says, if grape gatherers gather grapes, wouldn't they not leave some grapes? That's a wicked spirit to take everything, man. Here it is. Esau has every goddamn thing that anybody, any sane person in their mind could be content with, but yes, he still wants more.
Yep.
He still wants more, man. He wants more than hearts can desire. He's a glutton. It's basically like that kid who already had like 5 cookies, but the kid that only had like a half a cookie, he want his cookie too.
Yep.
He just wants every damn thing, man.
So that proves that's his blessing in Genesis, because you get the fatness of the earth.
Exactly.
You're going to take everybody's shit and you get all the good parts of the earth.
Exactly, bro.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Con. Who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people.
That's right. But gathereth them to himself all nations. Therefore the term Great Babylon. That shows again there's nothing new under the sun. Going back to Genesis, during the Tower of Babel, Nimrod, they were trying to what? Gather all nations together?
Yep.
It's the same thing that the so-called white man's trying to do right now, or these elites, rather, of the Edomites. They're trying to establish a new world order. They want to heap all these different nations together, which, like the brother said, according to Genesis, it's a new world, or an old world order.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But they're trying to heap all nations, basically. Go ahead.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe the United Nations building, I think they modeled that after the ancient Tower of Babel.
Kind. I've heard that before. Kind, brother.
But I believe it's unfinished. They make it look unfinished.
Yo.
Actually, yeah. That's
But the Lord, you know what I'm saying, he didn't set it up for all nations and all people to be together. That's why he confounded the language in Genesis during the Tower of Babel.
Yep.
It's not meant for all nations to be in what's called a melting pot.
Yep.
That's wickedness in the sight of the Lord. Go ahead.
If I can make a point, that's why he made that separate, man.
Exactly. And it's confusion at the end of the day. Hence the term Babel. Confusion. Go ahead.
Verse 6, shall not all these take up a parable against him, and taunting proverb against him, or taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increases that which is not his.
That's right, and that's what these other nations are coming into their right mind about, man. They're gonna take up a parable against the damn devil, man. They're recognizing that Esau is occupying their land, basically just raping their land of all of its mineral resources, putting all of this innumerable debt on them. You know what I'm saying? Basically, got their navy in their waters, and then, like what they do over in the coast of Somalia, they had the nerve to call them pirates, just because they're trying to protect their waters. Because the American military, they be going over in like the waters over there around the Horn of Africa, throwing all type of toxic waste in their waters.
Yes, trash.
Just basically waste. When those people, they have to depend on that water to live, man. And the fact that they trying to protect their land, really that's their navy. They call them pirates.
Pirates.
That shows the hypocrisy of this devil, man. That's why he has to be destroyed. Go ahead.
Start at 6 again. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increases that which is not his?
Destruction. Woe unto him that increaseth that which is not his. Is that not how the Edomites got rich? Is that how they have been able to establish this dominance throughout the earth? By taking what's not theirs? Go ahead.
How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay.
That's right, how long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. And that word clay we go into in the Hebrew is abatya, which means debt. Because that's another way besides, of course, their blessing, the sword, their military might, and of course, deception, is by debt. They'll basically loan these nations money and then just put interest that they know they ain't gonna never be able to pay back on them. Well, the French did this. The French devils, which they're all Edomites, but the so-called Haitians or the tribe of Levi, they were actually independent for a time. But they isolated them to where they didn't have any means or substance. Yep. So what did the French do? They loaned them money.
Yep.
And then they put all this interest on them, which is usury according to the Bible. And then they knew that they weren't going to be able to pay them back. So what Esau or the French started doing, they were taking their resources, cutting down trees and shit.
Sanctioning them.
You know what I'm saying? Putting embargoes on them. You know what I'm saying? Annexing the land. That's how Esau gets in, man. He'll just put this ridiculous debt on you, and all of a sudden, he's occupying your land forever.
Yeah.
Yep. Just
Never leaving.
Con, if I can make a point, just look at the Japanese, man. Just look at them. He's over there, the so-called white man is over there in Japan right now running everything behind the scenes. Japan is one of the only nations right now that actually don't even have an army or a navy that can actually even fight back. Yeah. They're actually meant just to serve the United States Navy whenever they come over there. They're made as a Coast Guard. Nope. They can't even do nothing. They can't even defend themselves. And it's a treaty against them that they can't, since Pearl Harbor, they are not meant to ever have their own armed forces ever again. Yeah, well, man.
The hypocrisy, when that was the only nation that they used the atomic bomb against.
Right.
In Japan, in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. But then they can't have a military? But you nuked us, but we can't even have a standing army?
Nothing.
Go ahead, brother.
Proverbs 22:7. The rich ruleth over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender.
That's right. The rich ruleth over the poor, and the borrower is subject to the lender. So that's how Esau keeps these other nations in servitude towards him, man. Yep. By just putting all this ridiculous debt on them, man, that they can't pay back. Which usury, that's against the scriptures, man. Whatever you loan him, man, he's supposed to just pay you that back and that back only.
Right.
If I borrow $500 from you, that's all I'm supposed to pay you back, man. Anything else is wickedness, man. And that's how Esau, that's one of the ways that he's been able to establish a foothold throughout all these nations' lands and set up provinces, basically. Is it more?
Con, verse 7. Shall they not rise up suddenly, that shall bite thee, and awake, that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them?
Right.
Because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee.
That's right. So that old term, the chickens are coming home to roost, is about to come into full effect.
That's right. That's right.
But what these other nations fail to realize is that out of destruction of the destruction of Great Babylon, it's about to be a new kingdom being set up, man. And it's gonna be ruled by those filthy, low-down niggas and spicks that these nations like to call us, man, that you like to look down upon. And it's gonna be governed in complete righteousness under Yahweh Bashem Yahushua.
That's right.
Forever. Is that it?
A little bit more. All the remnant of the people shall spoil thee because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein.
Read that again. I didn't hear you.
Come. Because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein.
That's right, because of all the violence and because of men's blood, because they'll act like they fighting in the name of peace in the Middle East. But then, real time on the ground, they shooting civilians, they killing children, basically anybody that's in the way, man, or perceived to be an enemy. And chiefly, the righteous blood of the Most High's people is crying out for justice, man. Matter of fact, what's that in Numbers? Is it in 35? The blood, the father of the land?
Yeah,
35 and 33.
Yeah. What verse you going in that too? I think we get down to where I want to go. Like 10? You can probably
Finish that real quick. I got the numbers.
Okay, go ahead.
This is Numbers 35 and 33. So when ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for the blood is defileth the land, and that the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that sheddeth therein, but by the blood of him that shed it.
That's right. So there's only one way to get retribution for that bloodshed, man. And I'm mainly talking about the bloodshed that was done to our people, but fair is fair, right is right. Even the bloodshed to all these other nations, man. Esau, he gonna have to spill blood. That's the recompense for him shedding blood.
His blood shall be spilled.
It ain't no goods. It ain't no tax exemption. None of that, man. For the shedding of the blood, man, it's gonna have to be your blood being shed. That's the only way to make that right. Go ahead.
Defile not therefore the land which ye shall inhabit, wherein I dwell, for I am the Lord, dwell among the children of Israel.
That's right, because even the land of America that we living in today, man, this is a bloody land. That's why the Most High is gonna destroy it, man. We're living on bloody land right now, man. The blood is crying out for justice, man. You know what I'm saying? And there's only one way to make that right, baby. We don't want no reparations.
Man.
You can keep all that. It's only one way to make that even Steven, man. And it's by the nation of Esau as a whole nation, their blood being shed. And that's all according to the Bible. That's it. You got precept?
This is Obadiah, verse 9. And thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed, to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee.
That's right. So Teman, that was an ancient Edomite city, man. And the ancient, or the Edomites today, man, they're gonna have to pay for all the blood that was shed. Go ahead. Especially to these people. That's what I'm referring to right now. Go ahead.
And thou shalt be cut off forever.
And thou shalt be cut off forever. There it goes again. So where's this remnant that's gonna be left over after Esau serves their captivity in the kingdom? Forever. Cut off forever. Not a portion of their land gonna be cut off. Them as a nation are gonna be cut off forever. That's right. Please tell me what this is talking about, man. Go back to Habakkuk. Salak, don't trip.
No, he got it.
And any other precepts y'all brothers want to get. I'm just rolling. You know where you at?
This is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 9. Woe to them that covereth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil.
That's right. Go ahead.
Thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against thy soul.
That's right, man. So you have consulted shame to your house, man. By getting riches by deceit, by basically manipulating these other nations with this philosophy, which is dogma, and just basically just deception, just to take their resources, man. By rape, robbing, and pillaging the earth. But somehow they'll try to present the way that they were made rich is by their own merit. This place is a place of shame, man. Go ahead.
Verse 11. For the stone shall cry out of the wall, and the beam out of the timber shall answer it.
Jump down to 12.
Woe to him that builded the town with blood, and establisheth a city by iniquity.
That's right. Woe, destruction unto him that buildeth a town by blood and established a city by iniquity. America the Great, right? The land of opportunity. Right. You know what I'm saying? For everyone, where everyone's just gonna live in peace and harmony. You know what I'm saying? The Most High says destruction, because you gotta look at the inception of this place, man. This place was established by blood of the Most High's people. Mainly the so-called natives, man, the tribe of Gad. They slaughtered over 100 million Native Americans, man, to gain control of this land. And have the nerve, you know what I'm saying, to even call the indigenous people, the Ishikrites, the so-called Mexicans, illegal, when this was their land first. The Most High requires great destruction for that. Go ahead.
Verse 13. Behold, it is not of the Lord of hosts that the people shall labor in the very fire, and the people shall weary themselves for very vanity.
That's it, Scott. That's all I wanted to say. Go ahead.
2 Samuel chapter 4, verse 11. How much more when wicked men have slain a righteous person in his own house upon his own bed? Shall I not therefore now require his blood of your hand and take you away from the earth?
That's right. How much more? Matter of fact, read that again. I don't want to butcher that.
2 Samuel chapter 4, verse 11. How much more when wicked men have slain a righteous person in his own house upon
That's right.
his bed?
How much more when wicked men have slain the righteous men in his own house? The scriptures are cold-blooded. Who is that talking about? Who is that talking about? If that's not talking about the inception of America, man, that horrific inception, man, destroying the natives, man, they're going to have to give a recompense for that. How much more? How much more is the destruction going to be to the nation who did that? Go ahead.
Shall I not therefore now require his blood of your hand and take you away from the earth?
Shall I not require his blood at your hand and take you away from the earth?
Man.
They're going to be taken out of the earth.
That's right.
This is in the Holy Bible, man. The nation of Edom, they're going to be removed out of the earth, man. And the earth is going to rejoice.
That's right.
Everybody, really, that's the elephant in the room, man, that nobody wants to talk about.
Right, done. They want to go all around it.
The removal of the cancer of the earth.
That's right.
Is it more, man, where you at?
2 Samuel.
That's heavy. Read that one more time.
2 Samuel chapter 4, verse 11. How much more when wicked men have slain a righteous person in his own house upon his bed?
Upon his bed, man. Right? Meaning while you're in your leisure, because the so-called natives, you know what I'm saying? They was in harmony with the earth. They was peaceful, cool vibing. They was at rest. And there go the so-called white man. Like it says in Psalms, the 55th chapter, their words were smoother than butter, but they had drawn swords. So they were ready to dominate. And even it's been accounts of Columbus. He was saying they were just so nice. Like we just had to get them, basically.
They had to be taken down. That's when he brought back to the Queen and the King, man.
Yo, we just had to get them. They were just such a nice and peaceful people. We just had to get them. Like the brother said, that's in his manifestos with Columbus was right back to King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella.
That's right.
And the natives actually saved them. You know what I'm saying? They cured them of a disease called scurvy, which is a vitamin D deficiency. Showed them how to crush pine cones to heal that. Showed them how to work the land, how to plant corn. And what did they do? Stabbed them in the back to gain control of the land and to establish a beautiful, majestic, splendid America, which they rule in pride.
That's right.
But this land is filled with blood. And the only way to make that right is for your blood to be shed collectively as a nation. Because Edomites like to say, well, I didn't do it. Well, there's some good Edomites. Okay, well, we can use that same logic to our people. We were drugged into some of the worst captivity known to man, collectively as a nation.
Yep.
Do you think that it was righteous among our people too?
Right.
But we still went down as a nation.
Yep.
The Lord deals with nations.
Yeah.
So you're going to be judged as a nation. Does somebody want to say something? Go ahead, brother.
This is Leviticus chapter 17, verse 11. Now this applies to Israel, but since Esau took the covenant in his mouth,